It's fantasy, period. We are done with everything else. We're done with all the little preliminary stuff. We're done with checking on players for the season, make sure they're doing it and acting right. Look, one is better than the slew we used to have. Still waiting on those injuries, though. Still waiting on those ACLs to tear. Haven't had them yet. We're still in training camp. We still have a preseason game that's got to come up, so they'll happen. But luckily, today is not the draft rankings. Today, we're just basically ranking players at their actual position amongst their peers in their positions. Because I have some pieces I do plan on moving around because I just pulled over. That's what I do. Coach will pull over all the data, and with you guys live is where I make all my changes because I can do it beforehand, but the reason why I do it in the moment is so you guys can see how real it is. So you guys can see Coach's reaction when I see something foolish like who the heck would put Richardson above Joe Burrow? How is he ranked that way? I get it. He can run, but no. So we'll discuss that real soon. But so that's basically what today is. We're going to basically look at quarterbacks, receivers, running backs, tight ends, and yes, gotta look at those kickers. People still use kickers. I'm not doing defenses. I'm not ranking the defense. I couldn't tell you right now defenses who to take and who not to take. First of all, the first 4 weeks in the NFL, you could take the Panthers if you really wanted to because it's up and down in those first 4 weeks. It is matchups, but some defenses just they're not ready, especially if there's a lot of new pieces, chemistry wise, knowing your assignments, knowing where you're supposed to be. That just takes a little bit to get under your feet, especially if you don't play in training camp or preseason games. Yeah, now these first 4 weeks, us fans got to basically watch preseason again. So, but once the second phase of preseason is over, then defenses will start to form themselves, and you'll see who's top and who's not. But remember, we're not looking for top defenses. We're not looking for the number one defense. No, in fantasy football, we're looking for a defense going up against a bad matchup that we know should have at least 2 interceptions, at least 4 total, maybe 5 total turnovers. See, coach can talk about stuff like that. I can gear you guys to the defense that's going to do that. It'll take a minute, maybe a couple of weeks, because I gotta see patterns in there. I watch all the games. Understand that. I watch all the games. Okay. So I will know what the defenses are. Ask anybody who was on the show last year, who came and watched, who came on the show. Coach steers you in the right direction. Sam Howell, Jalen Reed. Okay. Don't worry, Coach has a couple bad apples, Devontae. Is it Devontae Williams? Javonte Williams. And old buddy over there in Pittsburgh. Can't remember his name. That's how bad it is. I don't even know your name. I gave you a lot of slack because of your rookie year, even though I knew your rookie year was gonna be a bad year. They fed you and they overfed you because you didn't have anything, or they didn't have anything in Pittsburgh. And now that defenses basically just know what you do, you can't do anything in their ear. It is that's the life of football. But anyway, we have a wonderful show, so let's go ahead and get started. So what we have is, and I'm not going to go through every category because I have PPR, half point PPR, and standard league. Now I set every position up like that for myself, not for you guys. For you guys, I go over the order and we make switches. So I can give you guys the best information on who to draft. You see what I'm saying? But for me, I have to look at it in PPR format. I have to look at it in half PPR format, and I have to look at it in standard format because I have to give answers to all those types of players. People still play standard league, people play half point PPR, and people play full point. Now, before we get started, if you would like to know what that means, half and full point PPR, that's points per reception. So you get a point or a half a point anytime you catch the ball. I have no problem with that. However, it's not like the running back is getting touches for carrying, which kind of sucks. Like, he doing his work, right? it's not like a quarterback is getting extra points for completing some passes like that. It's weird that just the PPR format it gears it towards as long as you can catch, you can get a point. Like I don't know. I like it for that point, but other parts of the field should be getting some type of, for instance, right? I'm not telling you to give a quarterback because it'll rack the points up in a ridiculous way. That the only thing a quarterback would have to do is make a bunch of completions. We don't want that. We don't want a quarterback getting 24 points because he completed 24 passes. That's not what I'm looking for. Because it's not like a receiver is going to catch all 24, though. You see what I'm saying? But here's what Coach will say. Give the quarterback 1 point for every 5 completed receptions. Not in a row. When he completes 5, for instance, right? He only get a point for every 25 yards he gets, right? That's pretty bad. Like, and the only way a quarterback gets real points is he basically has to throw a 300-yard game. He has to have at least 2 touchdowns. That's the only way that a quarterback is going to get that kind of is going to get anything, right? Because what? 300 yards divided by 25. I'm not good at math in that way. So we pulling out the calculator because I'm not playing like that. So what? That is 12 points. Yeah, Buddy got 12 points, and that's if he only threw 300 yards, right? So that means he would have to have a touchdown, 1 touchdown with those 300 yards, right? Would only give him 18. So, like, what did I say? 200, right? 300 yards plus 2 touchdowns. That's 24 points. Now, he'll have, like, what? 305 or 300 touchdowns. He'll have little increments of little ticky-tack 0.8 something points to add on to the little thing. But you see what I'm saying as a whole? Like, for 300 yards and 2 touchdowns, all he gets is 24 points. And that's because he's not a running quarterback, right? Because a running quarterback, he's getting more than that because you can add, the rushing onto that. So look, 300 yards, right? I don't know how many passes, but I'm not going to go there. But let's say he completed, let's say he completed 24 passes, right? That's a point for every 5 of those. So that's another, 5.5, 4.5 points you can add to that 24. Now that's cool. You see what I'm saying? He's not getting a point for completing 24 passes. He's getting 1 point every 5, right? So 5, that's 1. Another 10, that's 2 points. 15, that's 3 points. 20, that's 4 points. And he completed 24 passes. So basically he got 4.1 point. So you add that 4 points because of the 1 every 5 completions to 24 points. Now you got a decent quarterback. And even if he didn't throw up 300 yards, at least let's say he completed, because now the way they got quarterbacks throwing these balls, right? The way they got them throwing 50 times a game, you ain't gonna get that many no points for that. That's crazy. That's crazy. I'm just saying, we give him points, full points for a reception. Because if you go to standard league, you understand what I'm telling you? Now that 300-yard quarterback and them 2 touchdowns for the 24 points, now they really mean something. They really mean something. Because the quarterback who can't throw ain't getting 300 yards. He getting 280, 175. You see what I'm saying? It changes the scale. That's why they don't like. That's why people run up into the PPR. But the receivers in standard league, they don't get those points for reception. No. They only get points for the yards received. So if that receiver, here's the difference in PPR and standard league, right? The receiver catches only 50 yards. So that's 5 points. If he don't score a touchdown, that's all he gets. Now, if you go to PPR, you add those 5 points plus the fact that he caught maybe 4 or 5 catches for that. So now instead of 5, he has 9 or 10 points with no touchdown. You see what I'm saying? You see the difference that makes? Now, I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that difference, but why is it that the PPR is only a balance for one side. We got to spread them points around, Pam. Let's make it exciting. We're not, again, did I give that quarterback a bunch of points? He got 4 extra points because why? He completed 5. For every 5 passes completed, he got a point. And I'm not saying that to be 5 in a row. We're not doubting them. No, it's a point builder. We're not giving them for everyone. We're giving them for every 5. Same as a running back. I'm not saying get that man a carry, a point every carry. That'd be ridiculous. That means if he carried the ball 20 times, he got 20 points. No, I'm not saying that. If you want to give him a point for every 2 carries, or if you want to give him a half a point for every 2 carries, something like that. You know what I mean? Just give them something worth the work that they actually do too, is what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Because if he fumble, we show taking them 2 points away, aren't we? If the quarterback throw a pick, we sure taking them 2 points away, aren't we? So everybody gets the same doc, but nobody gets the same gain. I love PPR because I like points, but I like points, right? So give everybody some points. That's all I'm saying. Spread the point system around just a little bit, tweak it a little bit. And I'm not saying this to the creators of fantasy football. No, that's what I'm saying. I'm talking to you, league owners. That's what I'm talking to. Managers, people who can set the rules. Have some fun. Have some fun. Think about it this way. If you play an 8-man league, you really don't need to be touching points like that. But at the same time, if you're in an 8-man league, I need you to get out of that. Okay, 1 year, straight beginner. You've never played before. I will always advise you to go into an 8-man league because I can guide your mind properly to a winning success. Go ask Jose. After that, come up out of that. Go to a 10-man. You can stay in 10-man as long as you want, but don't stay in the 8-man. It doesn't do nothing for you. 10-man is a little bit more fun. But between 10 and 12, really 12, and here's the thing. If you feel like 10-man, that's a little too much, that's fine. I agree. But here's when the picks get so slim because we got the 12-man, 12-team leagues, 14-team leagues, 16-team leagues. Man, play with the points, man. Play with the points. So that way it can balance the fun just a little bit more. Look, not everybody coming here can handle the ass whipping. But if you can, not excuse my friends, but if you can do it because at least your point system allows you to do some kind of fighting. Watch fantasy football scales tip in a higher fashion. Watch what I tell you. I promise you, there's an imbalance though that keeps people away or makes people quit. You know, it just I don't know. Me personally, if I'm an owner, I tried to retire because I tried to give all of this to you guys. But I got 2 leagues that keep pulling me in. So I think that's all I'm doing. It's gonna be the R2L league and Lance, I owe him everything. I got some news coming for that real soon. So yes, I will be in the league. I'll be in that league. I win. Don't worry. You all will lose. I will show you all how to properly play fantasy football. Guess what? I just basically host both of those leagues right here. You guys get to see Coach Thompson. Thank you. Oh, y'all really want Coach to play? I keep trying to stay away. I keep trying, but y'all keep pulling me in. Okay, so let me tell you something. I don't hold punches in fantasy. I'm gonna tell y'all that right now. Oh, I don't hold punches, and I don't trade. Who won fantasy last year? Who didn't trade? Was that? I believe that was Ty. Ty took a lot of coaches' advice. Ty took a lot of coaches' advice in a 14 or 12-man league. I think we got a lot of dudes in that league. I won. And he listened to Coach each and every week. Damn how. I do have a sleeper for everybody this year. Before we can also continue with and Coach likes to go on, man. Shout out to that. But Nick Chubb is on my radar this year for the Browns. I like his schedule, is what I'm saying. And I think he has a lot of